here as well, and I'll tell you why. I've been out consulting for a couple of months now, and it really kind of heads down work in terms of helping companies assess what they do well, what they don't do well, and hopefully addressing that through recommendations. As Mike said, my background was in operations and support with Taco Bell and PepsiCo. We had the honor of winning the Team Excellence Award. It wasn't easy, and I'll just tell you a quick story of maybe, if I can, how we won it. One was determination and persistence, and if I'm to be successful at anything, all I need for someone to do is tell me that I can't do it, and then just out of spite, I'll go ahead and do it. I had a bully boss of a director who really was all about himself and nothing about the team or the customers. And as you can imagine, with my passion for customer service, it certainly conflicted. I went to my first HDI conference in 1992 and met a gentleman named Patrick Baltimore, who was the head of HDI. I just loved the way he talked passionately about this thing called customer support and customer service. It was something we were lacking where I was. And then he introduced the Team Excellence Award. And right then and there, I said, you know, wouldn't that be a great goal? Because our help desk, the way it was, when we went and asked customers, what do you think of our service? They said, well, if it wasn't for Alt Control Delete, you wouldn't have any solutions. I was like, ooh, that one really hurt, right? So we have some ways to go to improve in our delivery and our customers' perception of that delivery. So I went to the conference, and he wasn't a big fan of me going, and so I didn't tell him I was going. Now, maybe that was a mistake, but I knew that I was going to learn and meet people there that were going to help us on our journey. All of a sudden, I get back to the hotel room, and there's a voicemail from my boss telling me to get back to California right now. He didn't give me permission to go. I was going to be on report, and he was going to do his best to manage me out of the organization. Wow. You can imagine how I felt. I was kind of lonely in that room listening to that message. But I'll tell you, after it digested in my head for a while, it fired me up. It got me going. I sat back at the conference kind of with a new perspective, and that's the meaning for the story right now. Sometimes you just have to take a step back and look at things in a different perspective. One of the things that I'm a big proponent on is thinking differently. Sometimes we get caught up in the day-to-day operations, and we tend to look at things the way they are, rather than the way that they should be or could be. The whole purpose of Purposeful Support Practices was challenging best practices to make sure that best practices were intended from a purpose standpoint to deliver some end results, right? Whatever that end result you want to deliver, our best practices and our process should be combined with the people that deliver them and the tools that enable them to really give us the end result that we desire. So I went and really looked at some of these best practices that I thought were really big practices, and is there a way to put a different spin on it, think differently about it, take a different seat at the table and see, is there some other way that we can deliver a best practice to give it some sense of purpose, to deliver an end measurable result. So that's what I'd like to share with you today.